New sweats. Working hard, got 2 jobs, Friday night, but thank you, Lord, there's 2 checks. It's 2 checks. Yeah. Game of spades, beer the flight, I'm talking 10 straight books, you goddamn right. Now who's next? Off my table. Who's next? Yeah. Huh? I don't dance a boogie. Somebody tell a DJ, put on my song. We grown and we want a 2-step. That's the new flex. Yeah, 2-step to this, 2-step. Everybody, come on. Come on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Worldwide Crypto and Gaming. I'm your host, Dragon Rider, or Vincent, aka Dragon Rider. Man, I got a very special guest here. Hasn't been on the show in a while, man. I'd like to go ahead and bring him up, man. First time to the podcast. Let's hear it for Mr. Adam Shelton.
Yo, what's going on, man? Happy to be here. The sloppy Joe was great. Got to thank the wife. Let's go. It was good. Put some little bacon in there. I'm fired up right now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, the grub in the green room is fire.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's it's a beautiful thing, man, in crypto and life. So let's go and chop it up, man. It really is.
Let's go. All right. Well, before we dive into some different topics, let's get a little background on Mr. Adam Shelton, man.
Woo!
How'd you become, like, how'd you get into cryptocurrency and then on into content creation?
You know what? A friend of mine told me about 2015, 16. He told me to buy Bitcoin. And he says Bitcoin, not Litecoin. I'm like, okay. So I'm searching for it. I literally was looking at the wrong place for it. So I didn't even know anything about Coinbase. I went to Coin or something. I don't know what I went to.
Yeah.
And I went to Coinbase and he told me how to buy it. And it's like, man, just hold it for like a couple of days and see if it goes up. So I did that and it went up because I was really big on stocks and still like stocks. Yeah. And he told me to buy it. I bought it. And then I bought Ethereum and I bought Litecoin. Did the same thing. Waited a few weeks, it went up. So I'm thinking, man, crypto. So he was telling me about crypto back then. It was just a friend of mine. He bought Bitcoin when it was created. He could have been Satoshi off. Well, I say, I mean, I'm like, how do you know about Bitcoin? He's like, I got people. I'm like, well, yeah, you need to tell me more about this. So I started buying crypto back in the day. And I started doing content creation about a few years later, based on things that I see in the market, things I'm buying and selling. So the blue chip stuff. So I just started doing content creation because I saw people do it. And I was like, I might as well start doing it. So a few years later, I just started doing blue chips about crypto and about other things like affiliate marketing, selling things from your bathroom. I was doing a bunch of stuff in there. Yeah. And it was working. I actually did sell some towels. But anyway, but I did. It was blue and red. I'm never going to forget about it. But yeah, I mean, I was just content creation. And I was like, I could probably do a little spin on this. I could show my personality, could throw a couple of things. And then the boom happened on the bull market with the meme coins and the Dogecoin. And I actually bought some Dogecoin back in the day, not very much. And then that went up. And so things started to really move. And then Shiba, and then it was all these other things. And then that's how I got started, man. It was like, I remember talking to Zach Humphreys, because he kind of started around the time. He's like, we're going to have to do something about this, man. And he's like, because he actually was an education teacher. He was in education, and I was in financial and dealing with entertainment and things like that, ticket sales. Yeah. Like, we're going to have to leave our job, bro. This thing is moving. Yeah. And, so
that's what's up, man.
Yeah. That was the early days of it.
Because look, hey, you was one of my big 5 that when I started out in my cryptocurrency journey, that I was started out watching. It was you, Jake, Chad, Zach, and
was it your pop?
Austin.
Yeah.
I didn't get into Europop until like maybe like few months after that, when Sheba was really starting to was like on its way to the moon.
It was crazy. And at first, like I told this story a bunch of times. I knew when Sheba got launched, the same friend told me to buy Sheba. I ignored it for months. A month. And then I seen that thing went so fast. I sat in that corner there and ate a bagel and was depressed. I got like a little bag, but it wasn't as big as him. I ate a brown bagel. I'm sitting here like, oh my God. And I came back over here and did a video, act like nothing has happened. Hey, it's going up, but I'm dying inside because I did well on Sheba, but I didn't do as well as I could have because I didn't necessarily really believe them on it. But I would say Zach was there because he would text me and say, man, my audience going to your channel. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go and entertain them. And then Jake, back in the day, Jake had his little radio and stuff like that. That was when you know, he was just like all into it and stuff, had a different deal. And then more people came into the mix. More people started in, more creators that had a different spin on it. And yourself, I do remember when you come in, and a bunch of people came in. I saw your last episode on a couple of members. I remember when they got in. I remember when they came in, man. I'm like, yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
They got in, man. Because I sat there and watched. It was like, good.
Yeah, man. I started off with $100. My first purchase of cryptocurrency was Doge, and it was $100. It was in December, and then like when January hit and the Robinhood thing went crazy, like it just like that was my first experience. I was like, are you serious? This is this money? Is this real money? And then like it kind of went up, and then like I was really getting into it for about a month or two or whatever. And then that SNL episode with Elon came out, and I was watching it. I was like, this is either going to send us to $100, because that was back when I was like hopeful, like oh, it's not going to just hit $1. It's going to hit $1,000, and then I'm just going to be rich. You know what I'm saying? But I was watching that episode, and the next thing you know, like he said something silly. I don't remember exactly what it was, but the chart started going down, and I sold at 63 cents.
Oh yeah.
So I made a little grip off of that, and I took that profit. With a little bit more money. I actually added a little bit more money onto it after that, into Sheba. I bought Sheba, and then I bought the Saitama thing and everything. It was like early Saitama. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, Saitama, absolutely,
bro.
Yeah. Oh my God, I actually went to the Saitama event as well, and
I know, yes.
Man, it was crazy. And I remember Saitama in the early days. Yeah.
But you know what? I keep telling everybody, man, it was like a little bit of a different time in crypto, man, because it was like, mainstream hadn't really caught it yet. There wasn't the sea of content creators that there are now. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, it was a very different day. It was like a really small knit. If you think about it, the amount of people that was in crypto at that time, this was very small, man, and it was fun. It was exciting, and man, now because like I say, this is my first bear market. You know what I'm saying? And I've had some successes. You know what I'm saying? But I've also educated myself along the way. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing. And it's like now, man, it's with all the news of the SEC, the government, BlackRock, all them. Man. I mean, it's just it's nuts how big of a change 2 years makes.
It's true, man. Yeah, you saw the bull, and then you saw the bear, and you starting to wonder, okay, so where do I fit in with all this kind of stuff? Especially because a lot of people that I talked to got in around the bull, and they're like, oh man, is this how it's going to be? And I kept thinking like, we're going to hit a bear soon. But I don't want to necessarily let everybody know.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but like, and it could be like, oh, you fun. And, but yeah, man, it's just, yeah.
It's crazy when, because like I say, education's a big part of this. learning, what to do, how to invest, different tricks of the trade, all this stuff. Like, and a lot of people don't want to take that time to invest, so they stay ignorant to the details. And then, like you said, when you go to tell the truth, then you fudding, get out of here, knife, get your pitchforks, and you know what I'm saying. It's like it's crazy the amount of people that just they don't want to listen to the truth. They want to stick on hopes and dreams, and my $20 is going to make me a millionaire type scenario. I was like that about the first 3 months I was in crypto, and then, like I say, I hit my first honey pot, and I was like, wait a minute, I need to figure out what the hell I'm doing, man. What the hell? I just lost $1,000. Like, what is I can't sell this. I started going to all these different channels. Hey, I need to sell this real quick. Nope, it's done deal, baby, is it?
Yeah. And that's the hardest feeling, and then nobody tells you about it. It's almost like you have to learn by experience, or even though somebody might tell you about it, but they ain't really telling you about it. It's you're trying to sell it, you can't, and things like that. So I definitely understand that. Absolutely. Oh man, so many stories of being honeypot and being scammed.
I remember it was rug after rug after they think, man, like they think the scams that are happening now are just like crazy. No, I'm talking like 2 years ago, around like the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? It was like, dude, the amount of and they were pulling in big bank too. Big bank, because everybody had them little stimmy checks, and everybody, stimmy check, I'm gonna invest in crypto, this and that. There was so much money in the market then that like these scammers was like making money handle, and it was like, it was crazy. But I mean it's still happening, but it's not as big as what as far as the scams. I think it's more spread out now. They're not, and
they're getting a little smarter, with some of the stuff, the detail. They got a little smarter.
Yeah, instead of waiting for it to run up to a 10 mil market cap, they wait till it run up to 100 and then cash out. 100K and cash out.
They don't tell you. It's almost cut off the lights off. And you have to learn those things, like when they lock the chat, honeypot, like you were saying earlier, or all of a sudden that they closed a Twitter account. You're like, what happened here? I remember the first time I saw it, I thought it was like a glitch. I'm like, it's probably a glitch. I'm sitting here with my bag. It's a glitch. Then I went to Telegram, was locked. I'm like, maybe, I was given benefit of the doubt when I first saw all this.
Let me restart my phone. Maybe it's my services. We got rugged. That right there, that right there is a rug pull. So if you're watching and you don't know what a rug pull is basically when a dev launches a token, and in the midst of all the buys, they end up pulling the liquidity, so you can't sell. That's a rug pull. So just FYI for those that don't know. That's why I was just saying. Oh, that right there is a rug pull. That's what the devs do. They just
Man, I'm telling you. Yeah, and it's man, you can't explain it. The first few times, you're like, okay, I kept giving the benefit of the doubt my first time. When I saw Twitter page was closed down, I'm like, it's just a glitch. We're okay. And then I'm like, I went to Telegram. Telegram is shut down. I'm like, well, I mean, Telegram is kind of new. We don't know about it. And then I went to the website. It says basically it's been canceled. I'm like, well, maybe that happened. I kept doing that. I sat here like I'm waiting for the bus ride to take me down to Tokyo. I'm sitting here waiting with my change here, and nobody there to pick me up. The bus ain't coming, basically. So I'm sitting here with my bag. The first time I heard, I'm like, God, I ain't going to Tokyo. And so, and that's where the first time I felt being scammed, being honeypot, being disrespected, taking advantage of your name or your influence or whatever influence you had. And so you start to really learn from a lot of those type of things. Like guys like Pablo Crow, he been into some things with me. Believe the people you brought in. Yeah, I definitely understand. I understand. Oh yeah, Wadi, all those guys, man. They've got stories. I've got a lot of funnies. To me, I'm looking at crypto in a positive light, because as long as there's movement, it's good with me.
Yeah.
When it's not movement, that's when you got to worry the most. When you're not hearing movement, if it's going up and down, it's volatile. It's supposed to do that. But when you just don't hear nothing and just go straight down, that's when you panic.
Yeah, devs are quiet, and the next thing you know, it's I'm sorry to tell you, community, my mental health is affecting me, and is it?
Yeah, and
I'm so sorry.
And it's long in Telegram. It's this long message like a book report. Dear community, what you talking about? Dear, it ain't no dear. No. Dear community, it come to my attention. I ran out of marketing. What?
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I read one of those, I sat there with my bag, and I'm sitting there like, wow, this is really happening. Yeah. It felt like an afternoon special in 1993, right after the Cosby Show. That's what it felt like. It was kind of like, wow, Rudy, dang, Rudy. I mean, that's what it felt like. I'm like, what? Come on.
Or the devs, it blows my mind how like a dev will start a project and they absolutely have no idea. After the launch, they have no idea what to do. It's like, oh yeah, we built up all this hype. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then it launches and it's like, oh shit. Now what do I do now? Sorry, community. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What? I thought you had some plans in place. Like, what was the plans? Oh, well, we could come together as a community and what? Oh, sell.
Yeah, exactly. And 2 words to me makes me want to run for the life. Community takeover. When I hear community takeover, I'm taking off. Hey, we can blast it. I'm blasting out the left door and I'm out. I'm left door, not right, but left. You can say right. I'm saying left. Yeah. But you hear community takeover. The dev is leaving. Like, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the dev left. Community takes over. What happened to them keys to them wallets?
Exactly. And I hate when they try to like really get you to like get on their train. Yeah, we got the keys. We got marketing. I mean, they'd be kind of telling you things. They kind of talk you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it's over, man. You know it is.
Yeah.
Because the way they might have bought in late. Maybe their life savings or their hotel money's in the project. It's those type of things. And those 2 words, community takeover, I'm taking off.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that right now with Pepe. A lot of people that I specifically seen that they were fudding it at first, and then when it went absolutely bonkers, then they started promoting it, and then next thing you know, it just started tanking after that, and now they're trying to revive the name. Oh, remember when Pepe did this? It can happen again. Oh, I think Pepe's got a good future. It's going to be it's going to be some kind of payment system or something like something. It's like, oh, so you trying to draw hype around this to try to recoup some funds. So somebody, somebody could be your exit liquidity, buddy. Get the hell out of here with that. Get out of here with that.
And the thing about with Pepe, obviously Pepe's all around the community in terms of crypto. It's not a lot you need to do, but a lot of times people overthink the process. They overthink it. They overpromise, underdeliver. Just come in and say, hey, we're going to stay together. A solid plan, we're going to stay consistent with it. But the problem is all this overhyped. Like, bro, it's a fraud. They got big eyes. I mean, come on. Like, just say what it is. Just say what it is. Just come in. But they just try to feel like it is. It's a fraud. Got big eyes. People use it all the time.
Yeah.
And so it's going to do well in terms. It can do well in that factor. But now it's just there's some good plays out there. You have to really really watch what you're doing. Wait to certain things. It's almost like some of these plays, you don't go outside because it's raining. Like, it's raining outside. I ain't going out there. When it start raining, I go out there. Because sometimes I look at the contract, all this stuff. It's raining. It's thunderstorming out there. I ain't going out there. You go out there. I ain't going out there. And then sometimes the rain will stop. The sun will come out. Oh, yeah, I'm coming out there. But you look up, nah, it's raining. No, it's thundering. damn earthquake out there. So
make them tape them made a good point. The white paper told you everything you need to know about Pepe. There you go, man. And you know, there's other ones I've seen, and it's like they specifically say in the white paper, don't buy this. We will rug you. We will rug you. Do not buy this. And then people are surprised when they get rugged.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only one, so I will honestly say the only one that came out that they were like, it was a parody on the whole rug pull thing was Tarp. You remember it was called Totally a Rug Pull, Just Moonshot, you know, and stuff like that. Now I bought into that and I made a lot of money on that.
Yeah,
and you know, but that parody, you know, that was the only one that I ever seen where somebody made a joke out of it and then turned it serious rather than, hey, let's just totally just scam somebody. You know, we're rugging you. We're telling you we're rugging you. Yeah. And then we rug you.
Yeah. And then yeah. And in a certain words they say you may not click. Yeah. The biggest thing is just being naive and then benefit of the doubt, thinking like, well, you know, I'll get out when X price happen. And I think a lot of times you need to go back and say, if your price is here, their price is going to be much lower. So it's going to be too late on that. So I do remember Tarp. I didn't get in, but I did see the numbers. Congratulations. It was crazy over there, man. It was.
Shout out to them guys over at the Madness, boy. They made me some bread.
Oh, man. Wow. You was in that, man?
Yeah,
wow.
Man. Yeah. I put it like this. So when they launched, because it was a fair launch, and my buy went in. I put one B&B in, and it launched at like 12 p.m. my time EST, and I got in at 12 p.m. and 30 seconds.
Wow.
That's how early I got into Tarp. Wow. And that thing went literally that one B&B within a matter of minutes turned into 50. And then it kept going up. Then it kept going up. And you talking about when B&B was $450, you know, it was like
B&B was the thing back then, man. Like B&B was right.
Man, it was nice. I love B&B.
Yeah.
Boy,
it wasn't bad. I understand Solana's getting some of the shine, but y'all understand B&B was a play. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens in the bull. The bull market is going to be exciting. It's going to be crazy.
I'm excited for this one. You know, a lot of people that you know, and see, I'm so excited about the bull run because, you know, in this bear market, there's been so many, you know, just, you know, keep, you know, talking about the scams and stuff, you know, there's been so many of these devs, the same devs at that, taking advantage of people's desperation that, oh, they made a little bit of money in the bull. And then, you know, slowly but surely, as we entered the bear market and went full blown bear, you know, they lost a lot of funds and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that was like on hopes and dreams that, you know, they can recoup some of their losses and stuff, you know, and it's like, it's sad to see where it's gone, but I'm also a little happy to see that going forward that there's going to be some clear cut and concise regulations coming down to help get rid of all this scammerish you know just BS.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
I mean, it's regulation. And this may be the last one before all of it just gets complete in terms of the crypto regulation.
That's a big thing right there.
Yeah.
What you just said right now, that's big. This may
I've been reading because they're fighting it fighting it so much. And now Congress and they're talking about it. I was just reading about or watching the video of Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary of the White House, talking about we need crypto legislation. Where were you 4 years ago? Probably eating crackers on a Sunday morning. I'm like, what?
Look, just 6 months ago, it was named Janice Yellen or whatever. She just 6 months ago, she was in a committee, you know what I'm saying, talking about how, you know, cryptocurrency is for thieves and scam artists and it's for drug trafficking and human trafficking. It's just for, you know, to hide money from, you know, and it's like now you see, especially after the ETFs were launched, right? All now, or it's not exactly launched, but approved. After these ETFs was approved and everything start full blown trading and stuff like that. I tell you what, a lot of these Congress congressmen and women, they bought into this. And they're
Yeah.
going, and they are definitely in the position to where they are wanting to see this succeed and to stabilize the volatility of the market.
And
Because
MicroStrategies and BlackRock is just kind of picking up the table, because I saw, Graystar selling their Bitcoin. You got some other these companies. I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, Michael Saylor is like he's gonna be the first quadrillion trillionaire. Like, you got so much money, you can buy Arizona. Like, I mean, I'm just trying to figure, what is his plan? This man's got this much Bitcoin. The U.S. government's got a ton of Bitcoin, even though they're the ones saying all these other different things on the side. They own a lot of Bitcoin,
and they're selling it off. That's the thing too. They seized a lot of it off Silk Road and stuff like that, and they are selling it off. They just made like I say, they just made a state, like a public statement. I guess they're, I don't know if they got to wait till a certain quantity that they're going to be selling, but they made a public statement that's saying that they were getting ready to sell off $130 million worth of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Then you got, excuse me. Then you got I think it was MicroStrategies. They just bought today. They just bought another 300 million worth or something like. Or no,
around 300 million worth. And then I think also somebody else bought too. BlackRock.
Oh, they're steadily, because as Grayscale's selling, they're buying the dip. And I made a short today earlier, just trying to inform people. Look, they are set, so they're working hand in hand. They're working hand in hand with each other. As this one's selling off and scaring out all of us, well, not scaring, they ain't scaring me, but as they are creating fear in the market. And the average retail, the average trader or whatever is as they're selling off, BlackRock's buying the dip, Fidelity's buying the dip. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's at some point. That's why education in this space is so important. You have to follow the money. You have to watch what's going on. You got to stay in the news, because if you don't, you just sitting back, man, like, oh well, yeah, my $100 is gonna make me a millionaire. Like. It's like, that's noob stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you've been in this industry for at least a year, 6 months to a year, you need to know a little bit more than I know how to trade on PancakeSwap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and too many people aren't doing that. They're not doing that research. That's part of why. My channel was started, and that we continue to, like yourself, and we continue to try to give out the knowledge to people, but they don't want to hear that. They're all on hopes and dreams, talking about this the latest shit coin that's launching right now that's going to be my those days are far few and in between anymore. 2 years ago, I would say, hey, take a wad of cash, throw it, and I guarantee you one of them's gonna sin and make up for all your losses. Now, it's not so much. You know what I'm saying? For one, there's not a lot. The same amount of money is not in the market, and the market is super diluted with tokens. Dude, there are so many projects out right now across multiple blockchains, even new blockchains.
Yeah. And someone can recycle. Like on Solana, I'm seeing Kishu and Shiba. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Shiba's on.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, because you're right. And they're being recycled. So it's getting very saturated. I'm seeing the same one. How many times you can make Pepe? Pepe's been on Solana, ADA, in my backyard, in the bathtub, Ethereum. It's been everywhere, literally. Everywhere. So it's recycling the same. It's not the same team necessarily. It's just somebody like, let's just go ahead and put it on Solana. It's hot. And they do. And then
we can get that ticker.
The ticker. We're going to ticker Pepe/Soul.
Yeah.
Man, come on, get out of here. But then again, you look at it, you're like, hey, it actually moved a little bit. So now you're starting to see some on Ethereum, like the traditional, and they're going over to some of these other chains. Yeah. And that's diluting it. It's really definitely saturating the market as well. But a lot of these tokens ain't gonna make it. We do know that. A lot of them that's not gonna make it. They're gonna end up rug pulling or just moving, or just don't make it though, because it's only the strongest are gonna survive. The ones, I've always say this, the one that's building if you're building, you got a chance. If your dev team and your community and your team, if y'all building, you got a chance. Once you start building, that's it. Building, that's it.
Yeah,
You got no chance.
I mean, in my opinion, the only like I would say meme or community token I would say that really has a whole lot of function that will make it, and that's only because of the popularity it received years ago, and that's Shiba and Doge. You know what I'm saying? And even then, that's starting to be iffy because you have so many other projects right now that have like actual platforms, and stuff that outside of Web3. You know what I'm saying? They're crossing that bridge and getting actual investors into their stuff. You know what I'm saying? And even some of these that are strictly Web3, they have so much utility to them that eventually there's going to come a time where these you're going to have a company like BlackRock come in and be like, you know what, I like what that project has to offer. I like what they've already built. I don't want to spend the millions of dollars to build what they've already built.
Correct.
Let's acquire them.
Exactly. And this is your time you do it. You build. Don't worry about necessarily the chart. If you got a good utility and it got a nice foundation, you could be attracted to some large buyers and investors. And that's what you got to think of. And some of these that people right now, it's just they're in that meme coin mentality. It's like they'll like every utility project, they bring that mentality to that project, and it's not like that as well. And so it's more like you have basically you have money for your memes, you have money from utility, you have money from your long term. So you just got to divide it up as well. But not all these tokens are going to survive. Unfortunately, they're not going to. The Elon narrative, will that stay? Yeah, I think so, man. For now.
I'm excited to see what the new X payment system is going to be.
Yeah, and he's getting those services. He's getting those completed in the state of Florida. It's got completed. I'm like, cha-ching. I'm like, yeah, man, because I'm in the state of Florida, so that thing got passed. So, he wants to make that an all-in-one system where everything is run through X payments. You got video, you got transactions, you got chatting, and he wants to make X as a video, just like this. You know how you can just go live? He wants that to be Twitter Spaces. I don't know what we'll call it, Twitter Video Spaces or whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking that would be great for crypto in the bull run,
Well, LinkedIn already has that too. You know what I'm saying? LinkedIn. Like I live stream, like right now, I'm live streaming to LinkedIn. Like they have a nice
Instagram is actually up in their stuff in there as well. If you look on StreamYard, I'm like, Instagram?
Yeah, I'm live streaming it right now. I got it right.
TikTok is coming.
Yes, I can't wait for the TikTok integration because like trying to do use the live studio with StreamYard, it's not. It's not working, but yeah, definitely, because a lot of people don't understand like these, like what Elon is trying to create here has already been created in other countries, like especially like China. Already has a platform, a social platform that's already set up with full payment system and everything. You know what I'm saying? And
because in that area.
Yeah, so many people
are really high on technology. Maybe some areas higher than the United States. Some areas.
Is. And they're very, very, other countries are so crypto friendly right now that, people are like, oh, well, I don't really think about crypto. Crypto's not, this and that. I don't really know if it's going to survive. And, you look to other countries. South Korea is a crypto capital.
El Salvador, that man probably got Bitcoin literally in his trunk.
Yeah.
Open up all this digital stuff coming out. I'm like, you digital, man. And I think he just got reelected. The president,
yes, he did.
El Salvador got reelected, and he is pro Bitcoin.
Yeah,
that man, he is a pioneer in that area.
I love it, man. Like, he did a big justice for that country, man.
Oh my God.
That was huge. And all the people that were like, oh well, look at it. He's dumb. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. You know how much profit they've made since he bought all that Bitcoin? I don't remember the number, but they've made it's huge. It's huge. And it's a great justice for that country. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, hey, if you want a Bitcoin friendly country, come on over. Come on over. You know what I'm saying? It's like, plus everything's a little bit cheaper there too. Might have to go ahead and make that move, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, think about El Salvador. It's much smaller, things like that. Well, we gotta lose. What we gotta lose. I mean, if you're like United States, we act too high at times, like we don't need it. We have all these different assets. Now you're trying to come into crypto in a different way now because you can't control it. That's why Elizabeth Warren is sitting here like, like her teeth's about to fall out or whatever. And she probably owns some Bitcoin. The husband probably like, listen, chill a little bit. I'm trying to get my bag. I guarantee she probably does. A lot of those Congress people do. A lot of those people does. I mean, all the presidents got Bitcoin, Ethereum. They all do, and they should.
Absolutely. And I think, like, say, she is part of the narrative to help to help cause that fear and panic and to scare people out of buying it.
No, man.
Because the more that they buy up now, when it goes full blown, they got it all, and that's what they're in the process of full on control of the cryptocurrency market, the industry. It's like, what,
and that's why Gary Gensler, man, he didn't want to approve those things. Speaking of what you're just saying, Gary Gensler, he didn't want to approve the Bitcoin ETF, but he did, and he's going to approve the Ethereum ETF.
I'm super bullish on the Ethereum ETFs. I think that's going to have
BlackRock was the first person in line. They were like, yeah. When I advocate, BlackRock trying to buy all the money. I'm like, let somebody else play hopscotch. Come on. They're like, green light. You want to make you the big guy on the because they understand assets. They understand business. BlackRock understands the digital and the futuristic of business. And while some of us is kind of looking at it the old way, BlackRock, like, you know what, about 5 years, we all gonna be billionaires up in here. Some of y'all can trillionaire. But they understand it. And that's why you got to jump on it early. That's why it's good to have channels like yourself and like all these channels that you had. And everybody was brilliant that you had. I saw a little bit of it. Everybody's up there, and all those guys are early.
Yes.
Early.
Absolutely.
I mean, early. So it could be some ups and downs now, but that's part of the progress. That's part of the journey. I heard Pablo sitting over there, just doing what he does, doing what Pablo Crow does. but I remember him back in the day, man. Like he was, but that's my guy. Pablo was good.
He was my first. He came on for my first actual AMA. Like, I was like starting out. I had like 20 subs. It was me and my partner then. Before he started, before he created Links and started concentrating on developing that. Pablo and with Volt was our first actual AMA that he was, and it was really cool because I tell the story a lot, that I contacted. I was like, hey man, I only got like 20 subs, but would you like to come on for AMA? And he was like, let's do it right now. And I'm like, what? Wait, I ain't ready right this second. Hold on.
Because he was probably thinking about the momentum, and Volt was like literally a Disney dog at the time. It was like the little white dog with a little something on the here or there. Yeah. Back in the day, man. Yeah. He was a baby, man. Because he's probably thinking like, we got to go now. And at that time, it was kind of the golden age because Shinobi, Vault, Shiba Doge, and a few other all launched around the same time.
Yeah.
And it was just, I'm like, okay. Because they saw the success from Dogecoin and Shiba. They saw it like, we can do this too. We ain't gonna do like Saitama did, but we can do this too. But man, Saitama has all of this, man. At times, oh my god.
Hey, I drank the Kool-Aid myself for a while,
I did.
Man.
I was there, man.
What really kind of what really got my goat with them was I ended up losing like a ton of profit because like when they came out with SATA Mass, they were like, hey, yeah, it's good to go, this and that. So I sent my, like an idiot, I sent my entire Saitama bag, which I had trillions. I sent my entire Saitama bag to that, and I was locked out of my. I couldn't trade. I couldn't move it. I couldn't do anything. And the seed phrase that was in it got mixed up, and I wasn't the only one I wasn't the
Right.
only one that happened to. So my actual seed phrase was off in the wind somewhere, and the
Mm.
one that was on there was something was attached to a wallet that didn't have nothing in it. And I had to sit there and watch. Now luckily, I mean, in a sense, it is what it is. They didn't pull any funds out or whatever, but I got to sit and watch like 50 grand turn to like $200.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It was like, and they did nothing to resolve it. They did nothing to help
No.
me. No, I've reached out to a few different, like Max, all them. I was DMing all, and they was responding to me, and then it got to a point where they stopped responding when I kept raising the issue and other people started questioning it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it was I don't know, man. But what I'm saying, that's one of them learning lessons,
You do. And see, Tom, if they went to about $7 billion market cap. I mean, it was and even at that event, somebody just mentioned he was in Vegas. I was there too. And we thought at the time it was about $6-7 billion. We're like, we're sending this thing to 50 tonight.
Yes.
And around the room, and Jake Gagan was like, God bless him. He was gone. He was gone.
He was toe up. I saw the videos. I remember watching this. I said, man, they supposed to be they partying like rock stars for real.
Yeah, man. That's my guy, man. I love Jake. And I think it was unfair to him because he wasn't really planning for this. He was not at all. But he was like the face. He was kind of like the face of, say, Tom. Everybody else, but he was kind of like the first guy to actually put it out there with a little boom box. And then we always in there. It was a small little nightclub, like a small room, and we all was in there. And Hinnock was in there growling at the time. Hinnock was Hinnock, man.
Yeah,
he was there. I was like, man, is that you? I'm like, is that you? And it was Hinnock was in there, and then just Crypto Empress. Oh man, just crypto. The Dip, Cuffing the Dip, all those guys were just in there. Austin Hilton was in there, and that was the first time we meeting some of these guys. And Zach was there. And we were all sitting around like, man, this thing gonna send to 50 billion.
And that's what everybody thought, man. Everybody thought. And then they broke the news, and that chart started tanking. And it was like I was still in my hopeful phase of investing. I was like, oh, it's all right though. This is gonna be a dip, but guess what? It's gonna come back and we're just gonna be just straight. It's gonna be crazy. And then it just kept, and then it was like problem after problem after problem, coding issues. You know what I'm saying? It was like, that's like if I had the knowledge now that I had, it was like.
Some of the utilities that's out now, if they had some of that thing, like that thing it would have flipped Shiba. I thought it would have flipped Shiba.
It could have, man. If they would have kept just being straight on the straight and narrow with people, stop not necessarily building all that hype for nothing. You know what I'm saying? If they would have been just straight with people and actually hired some people that knew how to build what they was trying to build, it could have. It could have just went, ain't no telling where it'd be sitting right now.
You have so much power in that room, and you have so much power watching it.
Yeah.
Watching it, like it was like so much money was in that room, man, and so many people was watching, live streaming, ready to put in thousands and thousands of dollars. And a retired NBA player, Michael Thompson was there. I got a chance to meet. He was there. He was there as well. I mean, you just had a bunch of people in there, big time investors in there. And the thing about it though, it was a perfect place, like Vegas. And it felt like an Academy Award, the way it was set up. Because everybody was really decked down, really nice clothes. And was like, man, we all about to get messed up in here. And I'm like, wow, this is. So we got in, and it was just very underwhelming, man.
Yeah.
It was just extremely underwhelming. You can feel like the excitement just ooze out of your mouth and your eyes and everything. And people kept checking their wallets. I saw people just kind of doing all this. All of a sudden, when the news was coming out,
slowly but surely selling bits and bits and bits.
yeah. And I was kind of like, I was a little naive at that time because I saw the sell. We'll bounce back because we did before. Saitama kind of went down and went up. And I'm like, well, maybe it was like, maybe this it's just a situation where it'll fix itself. We all hopeful, and it never did. It felt like it was like the Grammys. It was. It was like it felt like
watching the video, you would have thought that it was like, I mean, you would have thought that room was as big as an arena, and it was just a big massive arena part. You know what I'm saying? The way that the video was shot, you know what I'm saying, and it had everybody hyped up, man. It was, but it's just one of those things, man, that, like I say, it's just it was a sore learning lesson. That I would say Saitama was my biggest learning lesson in my my journey in crypto. You know what I mean? It was after that is actually when the we started the channel, and we started dedicating, trying to inform people, trying to get out the right information, and teach people that how to avoid scams, and actually start talking about some projects that had actual utility, that already had utilities out. Everybody kept screaming utility. You got projects that have utilities. You can use it. The games are functional. You can actually play. It's a full-blown game, not some skinned over caster.
I know. Oh my God. Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and we all sitting here watching this. I'm like, well, 1989 all over again. I'm like, like we all came here for this. I mean, it's just that it was built up to be much bigger. Now, if he came out and said, hey, we got a kind of like a little Pac-Man type game, whatever, then I think the expectations, we're thinking, I don't know what we were thinking.
I was thinking some AAA game was about to launch.
Yeah.
Boy. I was like, what?
And I'm sitting
I seen
like,
that bullshit. I was like, what is
man,
this
these people, man. And that was it. I just remember, and the party kept going on, and everybody was kind of underwhelmed. But a lot of us, including myself, thinking, hey, we're going to bounce back. Maybe they'll get on a tier 1, because that was one of the things they were saying. We're going to get on the tier 1. We'll get on the tier 1 now. So and I just bought into it. And then I remember I did a tweet months later, like, I'm out. And then that's where it just went crazy, And at that time, I took some of my stuff and I moved it over to. Oh man, God, these bastards, man.
Hey, it's like just continue to bring up the bad memories.
Man, yeah, I remember that. I mean, it was just. I think a lot of us was just like It's almost like you were hoping, like, it's weird, but I think it'll do well. Yeah. And you made some money from it. Mononoke was just, man, those guys. That's another one just missed the mark, because they had the hype, they had the interest, they had the eyeballs. They just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
and that's what happens with a lot of these projects. It's like, okay, you got momentum, because that's one of the hardest thing to do on a project, is getting momentum, getting eyes, getting people that believe. That's hard. And you guys had it and didn't capitalize. It's like Saitama, you didn't capitalize from it.
Yeah.
And then people just left.
And then it's and it gets even worse for the content creators too, because all the backlash falls on them. You told me to buy. No, I didn't tell you to buy it.
Oh yeah.
I didn't.
Exactly.
I didn't tell you to buy it. I didn't say, hey, go buy this. I said, this might be something you might want to look into. You know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. But I even myself, I fell into the whole the one rug pull that I got caught with promoting, which, like I say, I didn't know, and everything, was that whole Metropolitans thing.
Oh
yeah, that was my one.
Saw Bleeze, man. He was.
That was my one
Bleeze, man. He stood up. He was like, "Listen, I was in it too. I had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, and they actually paid me in tokens at the time. They paid me in tokens.
Yeah.
So
I got paid in ETH.
Again, they paid me in tokens, and then I sold that shit. Yeah, I sold it, man. Because like it was, and that was another Mr. Mark. You know, I think just like Banana. What was it? What was that? Banana Task Force Ape or whatever. I think they might be the same person.
And see, I didn't know that he was that's who was running Sway. I didn't know that was him. He was on this. You know what I'm saying? If I had known that, I wouldn't have been in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw you in there, like, and I'm thinking, man, he putting all these creators together. Like, we can really see.
And that could have been huge. It could have been huge. Hey, you know what? Hey, and you know what? It's okay. Say he wanted, you know, to make sure he got paid for his work. Okay, fine. You could have slowly, you know what I'm saying? You could have slowly sold your little bag, you know what I'm saying? And dude, because that thing could have ran up so huge because there was so much hype behind it. Because, like you said, there were so many content creators talking about it. There was a lot of hype surrounding that, and like the pre-sale sold out very quickly, and it was quickly. It was like you would have made 2, 3, maybe 5 times what you sold out for because you needed to get paid.
Yep.
Like it don't make sense.
It doesn't.
From just get greedy.
You get greedy, and you feel like that you can take advantage of other people, and that lose people doubt. Then you got to explain yourself, and man, that was another one that really had a lot of potential. And Banana Task Force, and I think it was another one like Swing Dow, whatever. Yeah, that was another. Oh my god, man! I was in there too, man. And I think people like other people who's been around, it plugs them off the wrong way when something good happened. They're like, I don't know, because they've been burned so many times. Yeah. But it's like one of those things you got to keep trying. It depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you just use your experience now. Just don't completely ape in. You do your research, look at the contract, look at the wallets, look at the liquidity, look at if there's any utilities, look what the community's doing, that kind of thing. So you just do your due diligence, and then you make a decision. And if you want to tweet it out, tweet it out. So you just have like a little checklist.
Yeah, and see that one right there was as a content creator, that was my big learning lesson. Like, oh, you know what? I have my checklist. I go over, I check all the socials, I look at the contract, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I see 20 pre-airdropped wallets, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa. All right, now I'm good. You can have it, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, it's got some explaining to do with all these wallets being airdropped all of a sudden.
Yeah. You have pre-sale? No. Oh, what?
It's true. It's true. It is. So now you're hoping not only yourself but other people around that you talk to or create things for, they're more knowledgeable now. Absolutely. Now when a new project comes out, you're just like, all right, before it was like, oh my God, like back in the day, a new project, you would just jump on it and start like really getting into it. Now you kind of pause. You just pause. All right, let me look and let me check some things out now.
Nowadays too, you actually have more tools to use as well. You have breadcrumbs. You put a wallet address and it connects to every single wallet address that it'll trace back every single wallet that's ever interacted with that on back to what centralized exchange they use to cash out. It's called breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Yes. Even with links, like you could input a marketing, like a dev's marketing wallet, and it'll pull up all the transactions that has ever happened with that. You can trace it all the way back to Etherscan and BSC scan or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different options now. There's so many tools and resources out there now. You don't even have to take my word for it or Adam's word for it. There's so many tools out there that are accessible to people nowadays. And it's like I say, it's a different time. Whereas, like I say, a few years ago, we didn't know. It was like, oh well, I hope it makes it.
A bunch of hope. You're like, man, I hope this thing is going down. What do I do? you know, and then you're a little bit inexperienced, so you're just trying to
Yeah,
like move yourself around it though. But that was like
yeah,
kind of like early years or early days years ago. And so
yeah,
now you're more experienced. So now this bull run is now, you know, you're gonna see a lot of these projects fly. So then now
yes,
you approach it differently. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely. Obviously, I'm sure you are as well. I'm sure people
yes,
watching. Um, because a lot of things gonna fly. More money's gonna be pumped in. You're gonna have a lot of money being distributed down once
yes,
Bitcoin halving happens. Ethereum is gonna pop pretty good, and then of course, I
yeah,
think you know your Cardanos and your Polygons will do very well. And then it's
yes,
gonna go down to
absolutely.
your memes, then your AI projects, whatever your gaming. It's
Yeah,
gonna be big. AI and gaming is gonna be huge. It was
yes,
smart that you
gaming.
put gaming in your deal. That was smart.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Yeah, that was smart,
Absolutely,
man.
because you know you gotta. I mean, you gotta learn to move with the times, man, and you know it with any business. You know what I mean? It's like because WWC is it's a registered business. That's my business. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
awesome,
And
man.
so you know I have to make smart business decisions, especially when it comes to my brand. You know what I'm saying? So actually, it was a no brainer for me. Like, you know what? I need to start covering gaming content, especially other like gaming crypto projects that
Right.
actually have decent games and stuff. And then, like say, once everything really starts to come in, and like I say, these big
Mm-hmm.
platforms start to come in, they're going to start looking. Like I said, it's another one. They're going to start looking towards some of these projects. They're like, oh well, you know what? This gaming studio, I like it. That they're working with them, so and so. Let's buy this. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
so you know you gotta kind of look 5-10 years ahead. So okay, this industry already right now, like esports gaming is it's such a huge industry right now, but it's still young, but
Yeah.
it's going to
Yeah.
start
It
it's going to
is.
start it's from here, it's only going to start getting bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I do
Mm-hmm.
have one question. So what would you say? Now we've seen a lot of crypto projects come and go.
Mm-hmm.
What would be one of the best, you, because we throw the word around, but what would be one of the best utilities that you say that you've seen come out of a crypto project?
Oh man, so many of them. Somebody mentioned Caspa in the chat here. I mean, Caspa definitely
Yeah,
is up there in terms of utility and where they're going. And I think they're what, a couple of $1 billion market cap. Is that what they are right now? Like maybe
yeah,
three? I mean, God, man, I remember seeing that was in the millions. Woo.
yeah.
Anyway, oh man, it's hard to pick one because it depending on the niche. If you're going to go to gaming, I like what Dub they're doing, just kind of doing. And there's some AI project. I kind of like Promethean Prodigy, what they're doing with the crypto
Yes,
trading app and innovation and all this kind of
yes,
stuff. I like what Eve AI is doing, what they have this AI companion where you can talk to a person, they talk back to you. I'm like,
yeah.
really? Uh, no, I'm not doing the dishes tomorrow. And then she'll respond and say, no, I'll do it. Anyway, but it's several of them now. That is the best one. I think it depending on what niches you're looking at,
Okay,
that is doing stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. I think solving problems is one of. I really like what Promethean Prodigy is doing because we don't have an AI integration in terms of trading, in terms of crypto trading, and they're trying to solve the problem because you have your MetaMask and you have your other ones there, your wallet connects, whatever, but we don't have an AI integration where it's going to give you all this data and give you projections and stuff.
yeah,
So that's one I'm like this could be something. But that's one of the ones I've been really looking at lately,
okay,
kind of playing around what they're doing there. So, but
nice.
depending on what the niches, I think it does.
Well, I'll tell you one. So there's one particular project that comes to mind with this question that they didn't. They had an excellent idea, but it wasn't executed very well, and it could have actually been a big change in the industry.
I think I know what you're going to talk about. Go ahead. I think I
So all right,
haven't.
so it was called Dream, and
Oh,
basically, you know how with crypto industry, it's 24 hours. You know, you can't go, if you buy into something, you can't go to sleep, right? So Dream had the idea that basically their trading would only be open during the stock trading hours.
Wow, really?
So so basically when the market closed, trading stopped. You know what I'm saying? And even over the weekend. So it was, and no trading over the weekend, you know, because they wanted people, it was the idea that they wanted to get for people to be able to buy into something and basically go to sleep, you know, knowing that, you know, they're not going to be rugged overnight. But the only thing is that they didn't have a ton of marketing. Nobody was really talking about it. Even, you know, some of the more popular influencers, like nobody was talking about it. And it kind of just fell to the wayside because people were buying it. And then, you know, when you know the doors closed at night, they got mad because they couldn't trade, they couldn't sell off, they couldn't sell their stuff and this and that. And then so when the market opened the next morning, it was massive sell-offs. So people would buy in throughout the day, and then the next morning it was massive sell-offs, and then the chart just ended up tanking because it was a beautiful idea. It had
I like it though, man. Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, any project. I mean, the person said the best utility is building community. I think that's part of it, but I think solving a problem. If you're solving a major problem, it's going to bring community. So and these meme coins, that's all they have is community, but it's fun. But if you really want to do it, solve some major problems out there. Kind of what something you were just saying. Solve something that people are struggling with, and you've created something. That's the best utility to me. Look what Ethereum. All these projects network is on the Ethereum network. Solana and all this kind of copy what Ethereum kind of doing. That's the idea came from with the smart contracts. So Ethereum solved a major problem because if it wasn't for Ethereum, then none of these projects would exist.
Yes.
You know, they have to start all that, create their own smart contract, all that stuff, and they ain't gonna do that. You know, Shiba's not gonna do that, you know. But Wolverino's not gonna do that. You know, Wolverino's not like, no, we just bite stuff. We ain't gonna jump on that. And Keisha Inu ain't gonna fly to the moon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean I think that was a huge thing that Ethereum did. I mean, put an onboarding process, and then they set the bar for other chains to be able to copy or maybe resemble some of the things that Ethereum's doing.
Yeah.
And Solana should be thinking Ethereum every day, like, listen, I mean, you guys started this thing. We just took off from what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
But man, I'm telling you, solve a major problem will bring community.
Absolutely. So there's two questions that I have for every guest. Every guest. Because this is called Behind the Bullshit, I always ask, okay, so you have different moments in your career, especially as a content creator, you know, that you have good bullshit moments, you have bad bullshit moments, you have the moments where, you know, it was like I went through some bullshit, but it helped me grow. And then there's other ones where I went through some bullshit and it was some bullshit. Why you know what I'm saying? So let's get your good bullshit. What was something that was bull that that helped you grow as a professional?
I would say one of the things was when I did invest into Shiba earlier and I didn't do my research and I just took it for granted. Instead of just looking into it, I'm like, it's a dog. And I want to go buy more VeChain, which it wasn't bad. And the person literally, he's already a multi-millionaire. The friend was. He's like, you need to buy Shiba every other month. I said, no. So naiveness and not checking things out, not doing the research, not necessarily looking into things before it happens. Now I'm looking. I'll look. It's raining outside. I ain't going out there. Yes. So, but now I would say just not doing the work before saying no. And that really changed things because I saw when Shiba went to the billions from thousands, I guess, in the thousands. And that's why I was sitting in that corner with the bagel looking crazy. Like she came in, she's like, what's wrong with you? You thought somebody just shot you. I'm like, yeah, it did, right in my left eye. Yeah, it shot me. But it shot me because I didn't get it. But I'm like, man, but I would say that was an aha moment where I knew I need to do a better job of at least researching these projects before automatically saying no. That was an aha moment. Another one was at Saitama, at the Saitama event, is that understanding if you're excited, somebody's selling. That's where it was. Like, think about
I
it.
like that. I like that.
Yeah. So when you're excited, somebody's selling in the corner. They ain't letting you know anything like that or somewhere else. And so that's what I learned. You know, when you're all hyped, somebody over there like, yep, we got him. Somebody in the corner like, yep, we got him. So you kind of have to understand that if not necessarily control your reaction, because it's kind of hard if you're excited, but understanding that you may want to go ahead and start setting up some, some sell orders here or whatever, or put your positions in. So if you hit a certain position, go ahead and start taking some profit there. Yeah. And just understand that, because when you're excited, somebody's selling. When you're pissed off, somebody's buying. Exactly. Dang, why is it like right now? Bitcoin has, people selling off, and BlackRock came in like, we'll take 200. Scooped it up.
Scooped.
When somebody is like depressed and why is it down, somebody's buying that.
Yeah.
Or getting ready to.
Oh, I bought in at 46. I bought in at 48. Oh, how's the price going down? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
And then they took a loss at 38.
Yeah. And BlackRock and some Fidelity, they've been around the block a long time. They understand this game. In fact, they probably already had targets. You know what? When this thing gets to a certain target, we're just going to go ahead and buy anyway. They probably have a plan together, in which we should. When it hits certain targets, this is where we're going to go ahead and invest. When it hits a certain target here, this is where we're going to take profit out, just like any other type of business. And that's where you got to be thinking. And so that's kind of, those are a couple of aha moments there. I'm like, And I learned that at Saitama because a lot of it's exciting, including me. But you have people in the corner, walking out, selling. Literally. I think back now, I'm like, I do remember a few people in the corner, they were quiet. Or I saw people leave out, they had their phones walking out. They were kind of using the thumb a lot.
Yeah.
He's sliding some stuff over Uniswap, ain't you? He's sliding some over. He's sliding. He just sliding over that. He's sliding over. Yeah, he's sliding over, his slippers and things like that. He's just probably trying to get his slippers right. Let me get the slippers. Use my thumb. Boom. Smash that sell. Got you.
And man, that was when ETH fees was through the roof. Man. All right, so what would be your oh man, this was some bullshit. I can't believe it's happened, but it is what it is. It was just some bullshit, and I move on.
A couple of those, man. A few of those. The one we talked about, that was a crazy one where Metropolitan was, they had all these type of things there, and it just like it was just greed just took over there. A lot of mines are very similar in terms of high potential projects that could have really done well, like Shinobi, for an example. That was a one I thought that they had it lined up pretty well, and it got greedy. That's another one just got like they had all this momentum and volume, went to billions of dollars in market cap, but they got greedy and they just left. So I will say the BS that I didn't like, it had to be some of those projects, because you had the momentum there and you decided to just wreck people. And Shinobi is one of the first projects that started out the whole, the live AMAs and Telegram, and people would come in there. I don't know if you remember those days. Remember that? Like,
I remember. I remember.
Because
I used to be just a listener, and I was too nervous and scared to raise my hand and request. I was like, no, that's okay. I don't have a question.
And they would, because the biggest thing they said, they're like, well, we want to be docs. We want to show people, we want to earn people's trust. And that's what they did. Every night they went live at a certain time to talk about business. They had this nice little logo, music theme, and intro. We're going to do the Shinobi chain. It was all this kind of stuff. And it came a little bit after what Saitama was doing. And I just feel like some of those projects, looking back, they did what they thought they were going to do. They had every intentions not to be a long term, just to be a short term one. And you're having a long term mentality, and they're having a short term mentality. That's another thing, is that catch it on the right term.
Yeah.
You know, and that's tough because a lot of people want to be long term. They're like, I'll go whole for long term. That's not what that team trying to do. That team trying to get 2 hours. You thinking about 2 years? He thinking 2 hours.
You're like, look, wait till this big candle get up pretty far, and then hey, it's out. You got to beat the dev.
Yeah. Oh man. But beat the dev. But the best, I mean, some of the best wins. What was actually some of the toughest times too. Like Saitama was one of the best wins there. I remember looking at the wallet and hundreds of thousands just sitting there, and I'm just like, wow, man, it was pretty nice. Hundreds of thousands of dollars was in there. Shiba was another one. Shiba Doge, Vault. Even on the blue chip side, VeChain was one of the ones that really did well. I was a big VeChain person. So there's been some wins too. There's been a lot of wins. Been more wins than losses. The losses is just funny now. At that time, it wasn't like Mononoke stories and
shit, Roby and
oh my god, oh man, I gotta go back and look at some of that stuff, man. God, they used the SHIB name for everything back then.
Everything. It was like SHIBs. Then it was like baby shit. It was the babies, all the baby, right. Everything started.
Yeah, the babies.
Then it was the wives. Then it was the wives, and then
yeah, man, all these characters. Yeah, she's a mentoress. Who said that? How? Who? So like that's a mentoress. Oh, that's a son. Like Shiba has a son now. Like what? They're just trying to create that narrative, and bless their heart.
Yeah,
you're getting his bad uncle. You had all these characters. Wolverine was another one. Oh
yeah,
man, they actually still going. They're trying to. They got this game. You got that game.
Yeah. They're actually they're introducing more characters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually trying to hit them up to get a Lynx cat in the game and everything, but they don't like to respond to messages. So it is what it is. Whatever.
Wow. That was another one. Wolverine. Oh man, you have to go back and look at
and we're just talking about like the token projects. I don't even want to get into the NFT projects that came.
Oh my goodness. Man,
that's another whole nother discussion in itself.
That is. But I do feel like NFTs will be used. It just makes sense. It makes sense instead of a movie ticket. Use an NFT, even airplane ticket.
There are so many. There are projects out here right now. Like there's one, Evertix, man. They have where for concerts and stuff like that. You have an NFT ticket, and then when you go, it actually on the date of the event, it morphs into a QR code. And then once that QR code is scanned, it morphs back into just a regular NFT, and boom, you know what I'm saying? That way, it helps to prevent scalpers and stuff. Then you've got in the medical field, they're already experimenting with NFTs for storage of medical information and stuff like. The amount of possibilities that the NFTs can have is crazy. You can have. I remember one project they were trying to get the licenses to do like death certificates and stuff on as an NFT, and marriage licenses, and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So the NFTs are very, very practical. Too many people just, I guess they're scared of them now because of the whole, with the, I ain't gonna name them, but there's too many, that were, they're even promoted by, stars, and
right.
Now they all getting hemmed up, getting fines. And
I know, man. I want to be some of those other guys, but I think they'll clean it up though, because a non-fungible token, you can transfer it, you can put a QR code in there. It could be something of value in terms of digital wise, not something you just kind of throw away. And it makes sense. I mean, obviously there needs to be some regulation, obviously, to it, but I do think it definitely has a place for it. I think it would make a big. I'm thinking, I do expect a big comeback on NFTs. I do.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely bullish on NFTs, especially it's with gaming and stuff like that, because that'll help play a part into it. So when you buy, like on Fortnite right now, you buy a skin. If that was to shut down, it's gone forever. But whereas if they had NFTs integrated into that, you buy a skin, it's yours.
Right.
It's in your wallet. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, like that digital, all that digital content should be owned by by the person that bought it. But we ain't made it that far just yet.
No,
but it's slowly but surely it's getting there. With some of these smaller, like I would say like Jetstar Gaming, you got Egoverse and stuff like that they have basically you buy vehicles and stuff, and you buy those NFTs and it's yours. You know what I'm saying? If they was to, even if it was to, just dissolve, you still have your NFT, you still have what you purchased. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's working its way. It's working its way, and with, like I say, with more regulations, like I say, we will get there eventually.
I think so too.
You got a lot of impatient people that want their $10 to turn into $1 million overnight.
You do. I know. I mean, and it just, I'm just trying. How did that attitude come? Like, I think because people see people have success, and then their expectation is just starts out high. Project gets launched. We're going to 100 million, bro. We had 12,000. It's like, it's just, it's what it is. And instantly, Jetstar definitely was one of the first gaming type projects I jumped into. Like Jetstar back in the day.
I still play on the Stardome. I do my Stardome every other. I'll do my streaming every once in a while and stuff. And they're big. They're building. They're a lot bigger over out of the United States rather than here.
Yeah.
Here it's like. It's like it's hit or miss. You got a few people that's been in the community for a while.
Jetstar Joe is still there. Is it Joe?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man. The dev is. I'm trying to remember the dev name.
Josh G.
Yes.
G, yeah, man, he's doing he does a lot of roundtables and promoting and stuff on LinkedIn. You'll see him every once in a while into different Web3 speaking roles and stuff and talking about gaming and stuff like that, what they're building at Jetstar. So I'm super bullish on Jetstar. They are still I don't even look at the chart anymore, because like I say, it's one of those things that you believe in what they're building for the long term rather than trying to focus on the chart right now. That's the difference between deciding what's a long-term investment and what's a short-term investment for you. And a lot of people that are very emotional when it comes to investing, they tend to muddle their feelings too much into their investments, you know what I'm saying? And rather than making an educated decision on what should be a long term, what should be just a total DJ and short term play, cash out when you can type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And then Wolverine, I was a whale in that thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do remember Wolverine. And Jetstar was, it was early.
I missed out on that one because I saw that there was a trend of all of the X-Men projects that came out. There was a Cyclops Inu, there was a Jean Grey, there was then it was like the Dragon Ball characters. You know what I'm saying? It was like I saw a trend, and a lot of those. Some of those actually sent like what was it, Piccolo Inu or whatever. But I
remember Captain Inu did well at the time.
Yep.
Captain Inu.
Yeah. I remember you. I remember you talking about Captain.
I talked about it. They hit me up. I'm like, yeah. They're like, they'll make your. They're like, yeah. And I think they're still around. I mean, some of these guys are still around, but
yeah, some of them.
Captain Inu. Man, this it brings back good. Some of these are good memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hulk NU was out there too. Hulk.
Hulk is actually still around. They're building they're trying to build like a whole like marketing platform. But yeah, Hulk is definitely they're still building. He hit me, as a matter of fact, he hit me up a while ago to just let me know of some of the stuff that they're still building out. So, you know, hats off to them guys. You know, hats off to all the devs that are continuing to actually offer something and build, you know what I mean? And I mean, you know, just having a community token is great, but eventually, you know, for the long term, you know, just being a community token isn't going to work anymore. You have to have something that you may start out as community token, but it's got to evolve. And nowadays, if you don't evolve, you're just going to fall to the wayside, and it's going to be the next community token after you. You know,
exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You have to. The bar has been set higher. Gone are the days where Shiba was just. Or it was just, you know, it was just a dog. It was one of the meme coins that went over. Now you got to kind of bring it to the table more because it's got more competition, got smarter devs, more tools to play with. It just, you got all of these projects really, and you're going to have to bring it. Yeah.
You have great projects, man. That's actually got something and actually have the devs. They're not like, okay, now we launched, so we're going to take all this money and hire somebody off of Fiverr, and then you know the next week, oh well, the guy we hired stole all the money, so we don't know what to do.
Oh my God, I do remember. In the beginning, you kind of bought that kind of stuff. You're like, when you're naive. Your best videos for me were the what if
videos.
Oh yeah. What if this happens? Yeah, I remember that, man. Like, what if I put $100? Yeah, I'm bringing some of those back as well, like just content. Because I looked at it was like 4.2% of people who's investing to crypto. I did some numbers.
Yes.
So I'm like, well, so I've been looking to track more people into crypto and doing like more content, doing things like that. And because you got so many people don't even know what crypto is. They're like, well, is that some dog? And it's crazy still. People
or they'll be like, oh, I want to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's all they know.
That's all they know.
That's all I know.
Like,
what? No, it's just
all they know. That's all they know. When you come over, like, oh, I know there was more than Bitcoin Ethereum. Yeah, absolutely. But it's a fun space. It's a space that you definitely have to be tough skin, understanding the game, understand certain things, but bring a sense of value. Just don't be all negative and saying this. Bring some value to the market because that's going to take you places. And also, it's also going to attract people. People are going to be attracted to you because you're bringing value to the space here. You know, as well. It's not just about, you know, the negativity. Absolutely. It's also about some of the good things that are happening.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, some of those projects that we talking, some of them, we made some money out of them. See, Tama did some dumb stuff, but there is some money to be made.
Yeah.
We just didn't get out as early as the team were. The team was sitting looking down. We're getting out now. And everybody's like, oh my God. Like, that's why my motto is like, when you're excited, somebody's selling.
Yeah, that's why I'm a big, you know, promoter of, you know, well, not a promoter, but just to tell people, you know, don't be scared of taking profits, especially if you threw $100 or if you threw $20 into something and it 2x 3x. Hey, guess what? Take your initial out. Don't let your greed get the best of you. Go ahead, just take your initial out. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You can take that and invest in something else. You know, you don't have to be left holding the bag, and your $20 that ran up to $100 is now back down to 10, and now you're at a loss, and then you got to hold on for dear life, or just sell it for that, you know, minus the taxes, the token taxes with.
Yeah.
Exactly. Understand what you're investing into, man. You know, it's you know, education's a big thing, man. And you know, it's like with is DeckConnect still around?
I
haven't heard from them in a while.
Guys. Yeah, I don't know if they're around. The last time I saw, they were talking about relaunching I think they're yes and no. I think Thomas is far around somewhere, but I think they maybe just be waiting on the market to kind of like catch up and relaunch. And then you remember Clifford Inu as well.
Clifford Inu. Oh, Clifford. Yeah, the big red dog. Clifford, and that thing sent out of nowhere too. It was crazy.
Yeah. And I didn't take it seriously. I was like, nah. And then Yon World, I mean, he was like all in it. And that thing went to billions, like Clifford Inu. So it's just, you'll have your plays like that. And the best thing is that no need to FOMO. There'll be another play or another opportunity. You just got to just be ready to do it and make sure you do your research on it. But that was, man, I think that really put him on the map. It put him out there because I remember him all over Clifford Inu. Yeah, I remember that. The big red dog, and then they had to change it because of some copywriting within there. Now it was just called Clifford, and or Inu or something. I don't know, because it was.
I think it just went to Cliff or something like that. Now I think.
Was it Cliff?
Yeah, or something like that. And then there was a bunch of projects that happened too, where they had to rebrand, and then when they had to rebrand, they wasn't as successful because people moved on to the next.
quick.
I was like, these guys are in trouble. Let me go ahead and what else we got out there in DJ land?
man, oh my God. And so it'll be fun. The DGM plays will still be there. You're gonna have your gaming, your AI. You're gonna have some of those other plays that's happening. Yeah. So it should be fun, but just be careful out there still.
Or even like I don't know if you've seen at the bottom Rio.stream. Like say they have, it's a streaming platform. But the good thing about that, and one of the problems that they it's one of those. Solving an issue. So it's not necessarily a crypto issue. They are solving a different type of issue. It's for content creators where, when you're streaming to, as of currently, they have the API for YouTube and Twitch. So anytime, if you create an account and anytime you're streaming to YouTube or Twitch, it's automatically being seen on Rio. And the great thing about Rio is because, on some of the other platforms, how, when like when I get a super chat on YouTube, say if I get a $10 super chat, I'm only getting like $4 or $4 or $5 of that, because YouTube be taxing. Whereas with Rio, you get 100% of that tip as a content creator. Ooh. So if somebody sends you $100 worth of gems, you get that full $100 worth of gems, and that actually helps. That helps the content. In my opinion, that it really helps the content creator because they're receiving your full support, and it's good. It's beneficial for the people that are watching too. That these gifters, because 100% of their gift is actually going to the content creator rather than. Hey,
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's a great concept. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And they have a focus on smaller, they're, putting a focus on smaller streamers as well. They got a section dedicated for smaller streamers. So anybody that's got like 5 or less viewers at one time, they're featured. They're featured. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and it's
Real.
Not just, you can find, and any of your favorite content creators across, they ain't even got to have a Rio account. But any of your content creators that you watch on a regular basis that are from, that stream.
Oh, I think he's saying he can't hear you.
Oh no! No!
Yeah. It was just like the last ending part of it. It just cut off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I say, in my opinion, like I said, that's one project right now, and it's from Nobility Token, and they're gaming esports token. So, um, but their platform is supporting their token, obviously, with that. And like I say, it's just one of those things. It's like it's helping us content creators, because content creators are getting taken advantage of right now. It's if you're small, you're not really getting noticed. All the bigger platforms, they solely concentrate on their big, the ones that are bringing in views, tons of views, rather than helping just to show some of the smaller guys that may actually have some great content. They just ain't got the exposure. So they're solving a couple different issues in within the
I like
content
that.
creation
That's
world.
good.
So
I like
yeah,
that.
sign up, and I'll let them know. I'll let them know to go ahead and approve you as a content creator, man,
Oh
through their
wow. Oh
platform.
Rio.
Yes.
And things like that, I don't think we had about 2-3 years ago. We didn't have things like that as well, and that's
Yeah.
good. And I'm looking at the chat. He says Tax Haven NU, Yacht
Oh,
Club
Jesus
NU.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Wow. Yeah, I was on those too. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yo!
I was.
Oh man.
Yacht Club NU. Wow, that was when was that? Last
I,
year?
I don't remember that one.
Man, but the name is like music. It's music.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
just
yeah.
know about it.
Yeah. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I wouldn't man, wow.
Wow, man.
Tax haven. Wow. I think the whole thing behind that one, that they were like, yeah, you can buy or sell when you file your taxes. We already have your taxes. We
Yeah.
already got the taxes taken out of your transaction, or some crazy stupid thing.
And
Hey,
people bought
we
it.
believed it.
Yeah, we believed it. And I
They're
yeah,
gonna
I
do the
did.
taxes for us. Yay!
Yeah, the team hit me up. I was like, yeah, okay, wow, man. So many plays out there. I mean, now just like you're just being very careful. I'm not as many. Could I turn down about 70% of some of the plays that comes in?
Yeah.
So I turned down so many of them. But I'm dying for a couple of brand new ones that's doing great things. Or like you said, they have a community. You're always on the eye on one or two that's just really doing good things.
Yeah. And has a future. It's great to just to kind of be excited about, hey, yeah, this is awesome, but what are you doing to actually implement and to expand on whatever you're bringing to your community? You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that I'm looking for. Like I say, like Nobility, when they came out with, as soon as they brought the idea and they were like, hey, we want you to check this out, I was like, this is dope. See, this is what I'm talking about. When people want to scream, oh, utility, I need a utility. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's because it has the potential to grow. It has the potential to be huge. Like I say, Prometheum. That's another one. Like I say, it has the potential to be huge because it's got real world applications. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a no-brainer.
And there's a lot of under the radar projects out there that may be a low market cap, like you were saying, but they're doing really nice things. It's just not, it's not time yet in terms of exposure. And one more thing I want to say, who came up with the term white paper? Like what you know what I'm saying? White paper. Like where? And everybody used the same genre. Hey, our white paper's out. New project. Hey, our white paper. And everybody used the same. I just noticed like tokenomics. We use the same thing. I got my tokenomics. I guess maybe it's just kind of the language, but white paper, because we know what it is. Like some of y'all paper ain't even white, it's brown. Some of the paper won't even be white. We got a white paper. You look at the paper, it's like brown and yellow. Bro, this ain't white. This call it yellow and green paper. Bro. I mean, come on. And it'd be different colors.
Yeah. Or just I've seen some. It was just like it was a PDF or just a video. This is our white paper. It's a video. Man, what are you talking?
I know, man. I think some of the crypto. I think it just had that. And then when you came, I was there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry. I should have sold it. Yeah, man. Because I was doing live. I did live in the line, and I was interviewing people that was in the Saitama line going into the actually event. So you had Jake Indoor just doing his thing. He had a couple of drinks that day, and I was like, I went live in the line. It was like thousands of people. I was just on my phone interviewing people. So he may have been one of the people there because I was talking to people like, "Hey, you guys excited?" It felt like the Grammys, you know. And I was just like, "Man, this is really, really something." And that's why I thought crypto really was going to take off. After I'm thinking crypto is really going to take off. It's really going to be something that mainstream media and people are going to be using this. And then that's what I learned. We still got a long way to go when that event happened. But I was still kind of like, I think we'll be all right. But my gut was saying we're a few years away.
Yes.
Because you still have people there. It's just not there for your best interest. It's not there for your best interest.
And you know, the stories we tell about our failures and our learning lessons, you know, not only did it help to keep us grounded, but it helped it. And I guarantee you it's helping, you know, other people to understand that, you know, crypto isn't an overnight millionaire situation especially every time, you know, anymore. It's far few and in between, you know. And you know, these stories are helping people to understand that, you know, there are a lot of risks when you were talking about investments, any investment. I don't care if it's even stocks, you know, there are risks involved. So, you know, just because you threw some money at a shit coin doesn't mean that it's gonna moon. You are taking that risk any way you put it. And like I say, until we have like some clear rules on what's a security, what's not a security, what's, you know, or even, you know, penalties for some of these people creating this scam garbage, you know what I'm saying? And until we get to that point, you know, it's still it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot.
It is. And it is. I'm just looking at your chat. Funny's live one. Yeah, man, y'all still remember some of that? That's like 3 it's like 3 years ago.
Hey,
wow,
when you were one of only like 10 content creators that everybody was watching. Everybody remembers your
yeah, I'm like, that's like, wow, I appreciate it. Like 3 years. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It was fun, exciting times. You know, I kept sitting there like, man, I hope, because I remember I was live. It was like over 3,000 people, like over 3,000 on my phone. And I was like, I just hope half of these guys just make great profits. That's what I was thinking in the line. And then now I'm thinking, Bull Run, we're gonna light this up together. Like, not just me, but we're gonna light it up. We're gonna, these projects, the ones that we really believe, we're gonna really set it up, because you're gonna have all this money coming in, all these new eyeballs coming in, like what to buy, what to do. And then I'm just hoping we get some really good ones. The existing ones, of course, bring them along, but some new ones that can bring some new ideas. Because I'm telling you, the stuff that solve problems or grab attention is definitely ones that people gonna want to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even just partnerships, and you know, if you take a couple different projects and you have this really great idea and you just merge that into one company, you know what I'm saying? Like even that scenario could be very, very beneficial for all parties involved, you know, investors and you know, the owners alike. You know, it's just one of those things that, you know, we have to continue, you know, and we have to continue to educate ourselves, and people just need to, you know, understand that, you know, just because we say something negative about a project, it's not necessarily FUD. It's raising, you know, if you see a red flag, anybody should be raising a question. Just because I raise a question that doesn't, you know, fall in line with all the positivity and all the hype that you're experiencing, that one question, that one red flag that I may see might save you some money. You know what I'm saying? In the long run. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, don't, you know, people needs to not, especially, you know, man, with this cultish behavior of some of these projects, man. It's like you raise one question and everybody goes ape shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's like this question. This is a serious question. Why were these? You know, you didn't have a pre-sale. Why were these all these wallets airdropped?
Right.
They're slowly selling off as the charts go up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is going on here? Why is that happening? You know, and then when you raise that question, people are like, get that funder out of here.
Yep.
You know, it's, I don't know, man. It's like, like you said, we still got a long way to go.
Someone just said when Skyrocket Crypto left, I knew something was up. Come on. Come on.
Yo, I remember Steve. What happened to him, man? Rocket Crypto.
He's still around. He's head of what's that project called? Bull Run. He's the head of that project called Bull Run that's supposed to help with liquidity and also staking. You get USDC when you stake. And so he's the owner of that. Steve was a person I would talk to in the Saitama deal, because I became good friends with him. So I would learn some things happen with him. And I remember when Steve went over from Shiba to Saitama, abruptly left, and he's like, well, I didn't like what I was seeing with Shiba, so he went to Saitama. Yeah. And Steve could be a billionaire because he was in Saitama like before the door was open. Like he was one of the first people in there. And but Steve, he's still around. Steve Rocket Crypto wasn't. Yes, it was Steve Rock. I think, does he still go by? I think he does, but he's all in Bull Run. This project called Bull Run, and he's the owner of that.
Man, so it's like I said, that's another red flag. When you start seeing people that were heavily invested into it and they start cycling out and leaving, hey, as definite red flag. And people need to understand that you have to pay attention. Don't just throw some money into something and then 6 months down the line you're like, hey, what happened to this project?
Right.
You need to be should have been watching your money. That project gone.
Exactly.
You didn't see them. You didn't see them devs start leaving, and then next thing you know, some mysterious person took over, and the next thing you know, it's like all the wallets are empty as soon as the liquidity got unlocked.
Exactly. And sometimes, that's, oh my God. Sometimes you just observe. Sometimes you be like, you sit back and just observe before you do anything in it. You go on the TG, you just kind of like maybe change your name, whatever, and you just kind of just observe and just watch. You just watch what happened. And because it's gonna, if it's a project ain't trying to do no good, it's gonna come out very early. You're like, you're just gonna see it, and someone will try to trick you.
You have to look for the warning signs. Don't be blind. Look for them. You need to question anything you got money into. You need to question it because it's your money. It's your hard-earned money at that.
It's true. And so, but a lot of these projects, they're getting smarter. They, the people are getting smarter. The devs are getting smarter. The no good devs, the good devs there. And but you just got it. You can't. It's not like a stock where you put it in Facebook and we're good. If you put it in Facebook you better be looking at that, man. You better be like head on the swivel. If you get into it, I don't know how to get on Facebook in you, Instagram in you, all that kind of stuff. I don't know all about that, But I mean, people will create anything to try to make some money, man. Like just about anything. But you just gotta be
advantage
careful
of people's greed, taking advantage of people's ignorance.
Yeah. And the naiveness, and people just just naive. So many projects out there where some of them had, like, thought you was gonna say what's that monkey token, Meta Monkey or whatever. I didn't invest in them, but I was watching by far, and I just kind of saw that.
Well, they have a great idea. They rebranded, so MetaMonkey AI. They rebranded to MMAI, so they took the meme, the MetaMonkey out of it. So it's MMAI, and they have the pure wallet, stuff like that. Like I say, it's a great idea. It's just things haven't really come to fruition. There's been some questions about this and that, and a little bit of FUD here and there, but it's one of those that if they continue to try to, if they continue to build out what they and actually deliver on this new wallet, you know, it'll be, you know, it will be something to behold, you know, but they have to get it functional. They have to get it out. And, you know, and
Right.
it's just, you know,
There's
it's
so
just
much
one of those
potential.
things.
I know they had some
Yes.
issues with the liquidity being pulled, and
Yeah, man, because they didn't tell anybody, you know, because you know it was one of the that was a big stink because you know a lot of some of the content creators like Daniel and Waddy and them, they were you know, we were even myself, we were all in their talking about, oh yeah, how strong the liquidity is and this and that. And the next thing you know, like a huge chunk went missing. And it's like, oh well, we had to pay for this, and you know, and then you know, of course, that right there, because they did it without telling anybody, through so much FUD and you know, well, not necessarily FUD, but people was questioning it, and you know, and then of course, you know, it's just. But I hope that they, you know, and that was kind of my exit point where I was like, oh, you know what, you can't be doing that stuff and having my name behind this, you know, because people are, you know, looking at me. They ain't asking you. They looking at me. The Dragon Rider. What you was talking such good stuff about this project?
Because you, I mean, you got a name in the space and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have a name in the space, so they're gonna go straight to you. The dev, they go straight to you. Yeah, you were.
I had no clue.
No, you don't know. Sometimes you don't even know.
During the space, we was in there like, yeah, this is strong, man. We got a strong community. We got strong liquidity. Woo. The charts looking good. This and that. And next thing you know, we was like, hey, what the heck? Because and it was somebody in the audience that came up and was like, hey, well, what happened to that liquidity? That just some of that liquidity just went missing. We was like, wait, what? That's when, as far as like with the content creators and everything, that's when everything starts to kind of just fall apart. You know, and it's like, you know,
oh man.
But I mean, apparently, like say from what because I kind of do keep up with them, because I would like to see what they have come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? Like the Pure Wallet, their game, like Pure Soldier. I'm still waiting for like that to come out, like in because I played the demo. Man, the demo was pretty dope. I mean, the game, the graphics,
great.
Yes, the graphics, I liked it. And then like,
I was just kind of waiting for the next steps. And diverse crypto, man. I you know what, you mentioned projects that I do remember. Impact X, Shitama,
Impact X,
Impact. Oh wow,
Mewtwo. I remember Mewtwo. I remember Mewtwo.
Go get up.
Wow, man. the Gogeta, yeah.
Diverse crypto's been through a lot. You've been through a lot, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It happens.
That's some learning lessons.
Wow. I remember the thing about it. Some of these things I do remember.
But at the same time, that was still like a time where like you could throw a little bit of money. You could throw a little bit of money at just about anything in 10x.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But like say it was a different time. You know, it's oh man. That's craziness. Well, man, we've been going at this for almost 2 hours now.
Good conversations, man. Yeah, we need to do it again sometime.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. You know, I always enjoy great conversation. I can talk all night, especially when it comes to crypto, you know, and you know, especially the learning lessons that we find along the way, because there's so many stories to tell that it's like it ain't enough time in a day.
Man, it's a lot of stories, man. When you wake up, things are like the lights are off, like you slept on, you know, Toyota in you, and you wake up and it's like the Toyota's gone. Everybody's gone.
Yeah.
It just chart just went. Or you just stay up all night. Then you learn. You stay up all night. You're just
or you kind of nod off and you're like, oh, China, the China market's pumping us right now. Let me go.
Get out. Oh man. Oh, many of those. Oh,
well, man, and so in, you know, in closing, what, you know, I mean, I know we gave out a lot of great advice, but you know, what would be one of the most important things that you would tell the listeners right now about the crypto industry?
Man, I would say is handle your emotions, because it's an up and down ride. Emotions, a lot of people get their emotions involved when things doesn't go right for that individual. It could be chart, it could be somebody selling, it could be somebody buying, because you overhyping it. It's just $100. We're gonna, I mean, it's sometimes overhype, or sometimes it's just someone selling, and it's like we're still good. Just handle the emotions. Always research. Research is always a great thing to do. And try not to take it so seriously. Like, you do want to take it seriously, but don't to the point where you're just mental health and everything is going, like some of the stuff we were doing, like staying up all night because I don't know if that was the best, but that's what we were trying to do. And of course, patience. Oh, somebody said it. Patience, man. I would say if the dev team, the team is still working, and your project is 100,000 market cap, 500, whatever, you're fine. When they stop working, that's when you start to maybe pivot there. But patience is a big thing, because remember, it takes a long time for these projects to really, really, really go up in price.
I get that, man. Yes, definitely. And I just want to say, just education, just understand what you're getting into is when you are getting into especially the crypto industry or any investment, I don't know whether it's real estate, stocks, whatever. Understand the different terminologies, the cycles, the ups and downs. It's good when it's good and it's bad when it's bad, no matter what industry or no matter what investment you decide to get into. And just to tap onto that, make sure you keep your emotions in check and think things out rationally. Don't be left holding the bag just because you are in hopes. You shit in one hand and hope in the other, and you will definitely find out which one will fill up first. So,
absolutely,
handle yourself appropriately and trade safely. Education. And
if everybody, my last thing, if everybody's all thinking one thing, just consider thinking the other. So if everybody's so hyped, you may want to think about taking some profits. If everybody's very bearish, I hate the chart going, you may want to go and add back. It's like you kind of have to consider the opposite, because that may be your right decision for that situation. Yes.
All right, man. Hey, like I said, this has been wonderful. It's been great, man. I really appreciate your time, man. I've seen TikTok. You just you had a video go with 2 million views. Was that it?
I think one of them did. I think one of Instagram did, and
Instagram.
Yeah, a few of them Instagram. Yeah. Just been kind of playing around a little bit on some other platforms. Just been playing.
That's playing awesome around stuff, man. That's awesome stuff, man. Like I say, I really appreciate your time and coming on here, especially, man, just being able to conversate with somebody that I used to watch, and I was just like, also green. I was like, look at this guy,
I appreciate it. And watch yourself as well, man. Absolutely. Right back. I mean, I'm a fan of your content as well. I thought it was smart adding gaming, because now it just opens up more opportunity for you as well. Yeah, so
absolutely,
that was a good move for you.
Absolutely. And then so for everybody that's out there, definitely check out playinacl.com. This has been also brought to you by linkscrypto.app, one of the best DeFi portfolio viewers in the industry.
That's right.
I'm kind of biased about it, but yeah, it's awesome.
Sure, it's awesome. Biased and stuff.
Yeah, and we got a great platform that's going to be coming out. That's going to be a rival and contender with TradingView. So our new platform that's coming out is going to be pretty awesome. And always definitely if you're whether you're a content creator or just a watcher, make sure you check out Rio.stream. They I kind of mentioned it earlier. I got a video on that. I won't go too deep, but they really promote and try to help out a lot of the smaller content creators. It helps everybody get a little bit more access and a little bit more eyes on them to, especially because how hard it is nowadays to, the grind is real and Rio is trying to help solve that problem and
solve
help
the
get
problem,
eyes on,
close the gap.
and get eyes on people. So yeah, thank you. Definitely. And if you're not following this guy right here, you need to go check out all of his socials. I'll be putting that in the description later. If you're not following me on mine, you need to be following me on mine.
Yes,
I really
gotta be
appreciate it.
following.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up, all that. It helps with the analytics. I appreciate everybody that came through. This is Behind the Bullshits. I've got
I love it. I love it, man.
We got behind some bull, man. So you
Yeah.
know, this conversation is going to continue to happen, and going to continue to talk about these different issues and whether they're positive and negative within the different industries that we come across. So with that being said, I really appreciate it once again, and we're out of here.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit now. Got a monster inside of me. You better watch out if you ignite me. The road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every